From baby boomers to Gen Z, if you've complained about your finances, your career, or your life at all in the past year, this video is for you. No matter what generation you're in, you likely complain about your situation. We've got millennials complaining about student loans, a tough job market, and the 2008 crash. On the flip side, boomers complain about Social Security not being enough, lack of retirement money, and a struggle to learn the new tech required for their jobs. And I know I don't even have to mention the two groups complaining about each other. Now, it should be said, there's a lot of truth in these complaints. Student loans suck. Social Security not being enough sucks. The stock market crashing sucks. I agree. These are real problems that need solutions, and these issues complicate you getting to where you actually want to go. But if you actually want to be successful, complaining isn't going to help. Instead, you need to have the attitude of Michael J. Fox. See, when asked about how he comes to grips with the fact that he has Parkinson's disease, Fox replied, "I have no choice about whether or not I have Parkinson's. I have nothing but choices about how I react to it. In those choices, there's freedom to do a lot of things in areas that I wouldn't have otherwise found myself in." Obviously, this is some next level mindset stuff, but how can you and I have that attitude? How can we accept the difficult things in life and not let them hold us back? Well, I believe there are 3 steps. Number 1 is to recognize your own privilege. I know you're probably thinking, well, it's easy for me to tell you to not complain about how hard life is. Look at all the privilege that I have. And to be honest, you're right. I was super blessed. I grew up upper middle class with 2 parents who loved each other and loved me immensely. I had every opportunity a kid could ask for. And although there's varying degrees of privilege, maybe I have more than you, maybe I don't, I'm willing to bet that you're pretty privileged too. Even if you were born into some of the worst possible situations, if you're on the internet watching this video right now, you've got something to be grateful for, probably a lot more than you think. I was listening to a finance podcast just last week, and the host was complaining about student loans and stagnant wages. And the quote that caught my attention was, "It's just not fair that our generation has to side hustle just to have the life that our parents had." What?
If she didn't marry him, it wouldn't be fair.
Well, who says life is fair? Where is that written?
What do you mean it's not fair? Like, if you want to see something that's not fair, go learn history and then see some truly horrific not fair things. Try being Chinese in 1939, getting abducted by Unit 731, and having a vivisection performed. Or what about being a Celt during 55 BC and having Julius Caesar destroy your entire nation, culture, and everyone you love? Sure, life today can be pretty tough for some of us, but geez, the vast majority of us live in as close to paradise as you can get here on Earth. Which brings me to step number 2. Be grateful for the blessings and opportunities that you have. And there's so much to be grateful for. Millions of people are super nice. We have modern medicine. The average age of death keeps rising. Dogs exist. You don't have the bubonic plague. We have air conditioning. The internet is a thing, which, let me stop here for a second. People like that podcast host complain about a tough job market. Like, are you kidding me? The internet opens up options for us that previous generations never dreamed of. Never before could you work from anywhere, learn new skills for free, and network in your underwear. Hannah and I live and work from an RV and travel wherever we want. Complaining about a tough job market is absurd. And cell phones. Don't even get me started on cell phones. Think about this. You have a hunk of metal and plastic that is on your person 24/7 that allows you to talk instantaneously to anyone, anywhere in the world. Every other week, I have a call with a team member who lives in Australia. It's 4 p.m. my time, 7 a.m. his time. So he's literally in the future from me, looking at me on a screen and talking in real time. That's amazing. Try taking your grandfather from 1885, plop him into today's world, and explain that to him. See, when you're grateful, it flips your mindset from defense to offense. You're not thinking as much about what happens to you. Instead, you're grateful for the things that you've been given and start thinking of ways to use those things to improve your situation and the situation of others around you. Which transitions perfectly into step number 3. Recognize and take responsibility for the things that are in your control. Now, I said we'd get practical, so let's get practical. If we made a list of all the possible things that could contribute to someone's financial success, here's what that might look like. Knowing people that will help you get a high-paying job. Having parents who pay for college. Having parents who teach you about money management. Having parents at all. being naturally gifted in high-paying skills, having tendencies towards saving rather than spending, being born in a financially prosperous location, not having to take care of your parents financially, receiving a substantial inheritance, choosing to take actions that put you closer to financial success, like working hard and building good habits. Now, let's examine something. What on this list do you actually have the ability to affect? What is in your control? You only have control over the choices you make, just like Michael J. Fox. All of these are the things that affect your success. You can't do anything about. You can't change them. So spending any time complaining and thinking about them is simply a waste. It's not practical. If you're serious about getting where you want to go, the fastest way to get there is to focus on action. The quickest way to not get there is to complain about things you can't control. So this is my challenge. Stop complaining and be grateful, just for one day. Take an extra second to look around you and recognize the good things you have and be grateful for them, and then take responsibility for the things that you can control. Remember, I can teach you about gratitude and responsibility, but I can't make you do it. The choice is yours.